channel does not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
It's all unraveling. It's all unraveling. Listen in case you didn't know.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. We would like to welcome you to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast, where I am your host, Yeshua Judah, sitting along Ox of Fire Shehu and Ayo Ben Yehu. We're going to do it like we do it on every day that the Greeks call Thursday. We would like to welcome you, and if you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell so that you can get every notification when we upload on Thursdays. With that being said, let's prepare ourselves for a great show.
Prophecy, interpretation, Isaiah 55:11, so it ain't no faking. Crack your dough, it's getting close. I'm here to tell you, just in case you didn't know. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, it's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, it's all unraveling. Babylon got pregnant with a daughter. She introduced a new world order. She wicked as hell. If you try to feed the homeless, they take you to jail. And for that wicked heart of power, gon' send them to hell. We at the end, you still walking with your...
And we got Ayo Ben Yehu with us tonight. And we got some good stuff coming in. As you can see the title, man, they want us dead. They want all us dead, bro. They want us they want us all dead, man. All praises. I almost made the mistake again of not having the chat up. YouTube be taking you through hoops and bounds, man. They do that stuff on purpose.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's all good though. For everybody that is already here with us, we would like to say welcome. We would like to welcome you. Welcome. Yeah, it ain't that many people here right now, so the ones who missed this here, maybe they'll hear it when they go watch it. Y'all didn't know that Ayo was a superstar, did you? That brother's superstar.
Man, I'm just a vessel talking about the star. Come on, somebody. That's pretty
already. It's a blessing that the Most High sent His Ruach to us to give us a humble spirit, man. Really, it really is. But if you guys missed a few chosen, is it called a few chosen talk? No. What is it called?
The Brew News Report. Now, it was on the Chosen Few Talk Radio. And Nasaya TV. But it is the Brew News Report with Sister Delta. Yes.
I don't know if there is a replay for it because I was watching it live last night. Could you let them know how?
You guys can go to, it's always streaming on Nasaya TV, but it is now Sister Delta did upload it on the Brew News YouTube channel. So the Brew News YouTube channel, I can put the link in the chat for everybody. You can go on and get the interview and the show from last night in its full entirety. I was on along with our brother Jamil, the Trunk Rattler, spent some time with Sister Delta and everybody at Brew News. So yes, it is now uploaded, and I can put that link in the chat, brother. Yes, sir.
Already. I appreciate you if you do that, man. Y'all missed the fire show last night. It's always a blessing when you can hear brothers testify about how good the Most High is. And when you have experiences, and I'm just going to put this out here, I'm not going to speak it for the brother. You really want to know, go follow what the brother just told you. Go check it out for yourself. When you have experiences like Brother Ayo, pal, you know what praise is. Nobody don't have to tell you what praise is. Yeah. Should nobody ever have to tell you to praise. Right. You gonna praise when you have experiences like this, bro. And I got a little bit of more insight in it today when we was talking. I almost didn't even make my client's appointment, man. Me and this brother was chopping it up so hard, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I was telling Sister Delta last night, man, it'd be any time of the day. We'd be on lunch break, whether it's a 15-minute break or today you was just driving in between clients' homes and we hopped on the phone. It was supposed to be a quick 5-minute conversation.
It turned into a
15, 20 minutes. Exactly. But when the Most High is edified, and the ruach moves, that's what happens. You lose. You be like, man, we've been on the phone 35 minutes. At 1 or 2 in the morning, we both at home researching. Here's Ayok, you up? Yeah, I'm up. Hop on the phone 20 minutes and just talk about what we researching and just dialoguing about the Most High and sharing each other's life story and getting the show together. So, yeah, man, all praise for that. It's an awesome
all
thing.
praises, and awesome I want to say thank the Most High as well for allowing me, or for allowing you to come into my life, man. I don't, anybody that really know me know that I'm kind of closed. I talk, but I'm kind of closed. I don't just let people in. You know what I'm saying? Right. But the same way we was talking about Sister Delta, it's the same way I feel about you. I feel like I've been knowing you for a while, man.
Family, right? It's like family.
Kindred spirits.
Yep.
That's what it is, man. Kindred spirits. So yeah. But with all that being said, we are here another Thursday. We got some good news. Well, yes. I mean, what you want to call good.
Right.
Right. Yeah, but hey, man, beyond critical race theory, let's see how evil they is again. What we got?
Beyond critical race theory. So, so tonight, like I said last week, I wanted to do like this theme and stay on the massacres that happen. You know what I'm saying? The massacres that happen across the nation, that the schools, the universities, they do not teach. Even our universities, well, not our universities, but the universities in the world, they'll tap on it just a little and let you have your own opinion about it. This is why they have policies and calling it critical race theory. But on this show, we say beyond critical race facts. The actual things that happen that they documented back then to show some kind of power that is leveling on their head right now. And the word talks about that Esau's tongue, his own tongue shall fall upon him. So let's get into this. We're going to watch a quick video about the Wilmington Massacre of 1898, and then I'll come back with my commentary.
This past summer, the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa race riots was widely observed and discussed. Remembrances of Black Wall Street echoed across social media as we look back at one of the nation's most violent racial attacks. But a much less known tragedy mirrors what happened in Oklahoma. Before Tulsa, there was Wilmington. In the late 1800s, Wilmington was the largest city in North Carolina. Its population was also majority Black, a rarity in post-Civil War South. Not only were Blacks present in large numbers, they enjoyed an unusual level of prosperity for the time. This extended to business and education and politics. On this day, in 1898, in reaction to the degree of Black influence in local government, a mob of white supremacists unleashed terror on the city. Around 2,000 men stormed the city and set fire to homes and businesses. Lost in the flames was the Daily Record, a Black-owned newspaper which was a beacon for the city's Black residents. Historians estimate the mob killed anywhere from 60 to 250 people. Many Black residents hid for days in swamps, and around 1,400 Black people fled Wilmington. In the ashes of that day, the duly elected mayor and a number of city council members were forced to relinquish their offices. The city never regained its Black majority, and Jim Crow laws that barred Black people from voting were enacted soon after. It would be 90 years until North Carolina even elected another Black member of Congress. This past weekend, descendants of Joshua Halsey, a Black man killed during the Wilmington Massacre, held a funeral in his honor. Bishop William Barber delivered the graveside eulogy. Halsey and others lost in the massacre were discarded in unmarked graves. His resting place was identified by the Third Persons Project, a nonprofit research group dedicated to restoring omitted historical data. So today, we remember those lost in Wilmington and Tulsa. And that is for the culture. Thank you for watching Prime, and good night.
Yes, sir. So yes, that was Charles Blow. He is a known journalist and commentator. He used to be on CNN. But one thing I can respect about Charles Blow as a politician, he got kicked off of shows, CNN and Fox, for bringing news such as this. So now he does has his own show. I believe it's on ABC. It's called Prime Time with Charles Blow. That was a segment from about 10 months ago that we just watched. But like I said, I respect his journalism, and he brings the news about us to the forefront. And once again, that's why he has been released off of different shows, because of that very nature, bringing the true facts about us. So as you just watched that video, we're going to go into an article real quick from NPR News. That is the source I am coming from this week. But it talks about how the mob in November 10th, 1898, descended on the offices of the Daily Record, which you heard him allude to the fact that it was a Black-owned newspaper in Wilmington, North Carolina. A lot of us didn't even know that. Now, a couple years ago, I had heard about this, but the mainstream media, when they do talk about this, you'll hear about Rosewood a little bit. They'll put Tulsa, Oklahoma in the forefront, and now they have a museum. And once again, what we talked about a few weeks ago, how they love to monetize our demise. They love to make it about selling tickets and tourism. They won't necessarily teach it in schools so young folks will know the facts about why they did it and what happened, but they'll monetize it and say, oh, we're paying homage to the ones that were killed. Oh, wait, no, you're monetizing the ones that you slayed. So let's continue. Let's keep going. So this project, this person project that he was talking about, now this is an organization that are like fact finders. So in 2019, two of the researchers, John Sullivan and Joel Fensel, they're Caucasian, of the Person Project. Now, they located a lot of the physical copies of the Daily Record. So when they did this, they was like, wait a minute. So this was an actual newspaper, Black-owned, that documented policies and documented this land and all of this stuff in a predominantly Black area. Now, the other week, we talked about Lake Lanier and what happened when those riots happened. We just fled, left our land, and did what? We went to Atlanta. So that's why Atlanta is heavily Black populated. The same thing here. If you look at this massacre, what happened, if you go to Myrtle Beach, well, about 15 or 20 minutes up the road, a couple hours from Wilmington, in between Wilmington and Myrtle Beach, you have Atlantic Beach. And trust me, it's when you get there, if you ever ride through that area, you'll know it just looks like gentrification moved us out of Wilmington and put us in Atlantic Beach, to say the least. And that's, once again, this is a running thing. This is why I want to dive into these massacres, because it's more than just we were slaughtered. And they ran us off, they took our lands, and just like this, John Sullivan and Joel Fensel, they said that, just like he said, you had a lot of bodies pushing to the river. You had bodies buried privately in backyards, sometimes days after the killings, because families were afraid to come forward and be associated with the victims. They were scared of a mob coming after them again. So in 2019, these dudes just went to search. They knew that these graves was out there. They knew that this stuff was there. They just didn't have no backup. Now they did say, Joel said that there was Black aldermen, Black politicians were expelled and installed unelected whites belonging to the then, listen to this, segregationist Democratic Party.
Come on now.
So we have to ask the question, brother, when did this change? Why is Hillary Clinton going to, how does Hillary Clinton, how does Joe Biden
accepted to all of these Black churches?
They go to the church, they make a speech, kiss a few of our babies, we vote. How does that happen when this is not 200 years ago? They were segregationist guys. And it said that they declared that day a white Declaration of Independence. Historians call it, as Charles Blow alluded to, a coup d'etat. The number of people that died ranges from about 60 to as many as 250 or 300. They say
that's a big gap.
That's a big gap.
How you go from 50 to 250?
They do
go
that.
Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm saying they do that. Great point. bro, they do that when it's so much more. There's no telling
Right.
how
Right.
many that was
50
slaughtered.
to 250. I mean, you got 50 here.
Come on,
Okay.
come on, bro.
I
This is
$50 and $250. Which one is it? You
one.
can't, you see what I'm saying? You can't compare.
It ain't
You
like
know,
it was. If they really had a heart for keeping it close, they would narrow that down to 5 or
narrow
6
it
people.
down.
That's a good
Right.
margin when you can say, okay, I can
Right.
see how. But 50
I
to
can even see 100. I can even see 150 to maybe 250, but 50 to 200, man. But anyway,
yeah,
yeah.
this is, and summing this up, it says reckoning with a haunted past. This article talks about it, says it's a past that had been largely forgotten or ignored by Wilmington's white population and discussed only in hushed tones among the town's blacks. In recent years, however, the city has embarked on reckoning of sorts. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, they say, oh, we'll build a museum, we'll have a parade, we'll invite FAMU to come and march and play, and we'll have some vending. It's monetization.
That's all
What
it
do you
is.
mean?
It's monetization and it's mocking.
Mocking. Exactly.
And it's,
So
and it's mocking.
exactly. That's exactly what it is. So to sum it all up, these two historians went and basically said that they found these graves, as Charles Blow alluded to. Now, what he was talking about, that project, those guys, they went and found these graves, and they actually found Joshua Halsey and Samuel McFarland's plot. Now, those two guys, looked them up. They were part of the ownership of the Daily Record. Okay, in that area, there were black politicians. We owned our land. We had businesses, pretty much almost like the first Black Wall Street, even before Tulsa. You see what I'm saying? But you rarely hear about it. So they found those two guys. Those two guys they documented were killed, and they finally made the headstone after 124 years later. They finally found a headstone of an unmarked plot, and they received the headstone. So to sum it up, guys, he basically said. Now he said that pulling the stuff together was like he actually said. He says it's quote, Fensel likens the state of the archives to the Dead Sea Scrolls. He said that's how looking they compiled over 900 pages of documents, of records. They found them. Somebody hid them, but they found them, and they pulled us together. So that's where I found that video from. So yes, guys, that is the Beyond Critical Race Fact moment, the Wilmington, North Carolina massacre of 1898, and myself being a North Carolinian, born and raised in North Carolina. This another one. This was another when I was digging and found that it took two white men to actually go and look this stuff up for it to be at the forefront. They come forth with it, but once again, they monetize it and they mock us and they make museums and parades and never really tell us the actual fact. But those are the facts of what happened. The Daily Record was a black-owned newspaper that they pretty much coup d'etat and took over the newspaper.
I two things, man. The first is thank you for that, man, because that's something that I've never heard that before in my life, brother. And that's something, you know what I'm saying, needs to be heard. First thing, I often tell people that less than 100 years after slavery, we were on pace to be more economically sound than those who enslaved us in this country.
Yes.
And there's stories like that that prove that. This sure was before Tulsa, Oklahoma. Everybody know about Black Wall Street.
Everybody knows.
But there was so many more. There was so many more areas in this country that was ran and controlled by us as black people. Now, I told my wife this. Me and my wife was talking one time, and we was talking about how the FBI was actually created to bring down the Black Panther Party.
Yes, it was.
And I was telling her, I say, this is proof that we the people of the book. Mm-hmm. For those who are still on the fence and don't want to believe, listen to what I'm finna say. The curses that are in that Bible, it only fit one group of people.
Only one.
And when you look at us as a people, we are for sure the tail and not the head in today's time.
Takes time, right?
And you have got to ask yourself, why is that? It's not because of lack of knowledge. We are very intelligent people.
Yes.
It's not because of lack of leadership. We have had great leaders. It's not because of lack of work ethic, because we work hard. So what is it? It's because the Most High said that these curses will cleave to you.
It will cleave. You won't be able to escape.
Now, when he sent us over here, I tell people this all the time. He did not send us over here for a vacation.
Nope.
He sent us over here to get our heads rattled. And
That's
every time we begin to build as a people, he allow it to get tumbled down because he know our heart. If we made so much and got so high, if we got to the point to where we could get to without the Most High intervening, we will forget him all over again.
all over again.
So this condition in what we are in is mercy, man. Because when you go to that scripture, he told Moses, he said, man, I'm gonna just get rid of all law. Moses said, hold up.
Yeah, Moses was like, man, wait a minute, Father. Hold on, man. Yeah, he was like,
I just get rid of all of them. So the condition that we're in is mercy, man.
Yes.
And all praise to the Most High for that, because this is what I know. If you get hungry enough, you're going to figure out how to eat.
You're going to figure it out.
And that's why the Bible say that oppression makes a wise man angry. When you start realizing that, hey, somebody got their knee in my neck, you're going to start trying to figure out why. And that's when you start coming into the truth and learning who you are.
Right. Absolutely.
That's when. Absolutely. So I just wanted to throw that out there, man.
Yeah, man.
So that was a great beyond critical race kit theory. Let's go into our music break, and on the other side, we're gonna get into what we're here for.
Yeah.
We believe we are the people of God's choice. That's what we believe. We believe we're the chosen people. We don't believe Jews are the chosen people. We don't believe Jews are the ones going to the promised land. We don't think Jews are a part of God. No, Jews are nothing but another part of that same race of devils that come out of Europe. Black people are standing up. Black people are rising up, and they're starting fight.
We were slaves in Egypt. We belong to the Father, ain't no pledge of allegiance. We both to celebrate that killing that he didn't need you. We both to keep the holy days, don't be like the heathen. He said that for a reason. We in Babylon, coming back without a warning like an avalanche. You think you gon' keep burning people, he ain't having all praise to y'all, you amazing y'all. That's why I'm thanking y'all. So y'all, I got this fire in my bones like Jeremiah. Most I keep waking up your people, you the light. We keep the laws and the commandments you provide us. Then we gon' rise up. He put curses on the people we ain't know. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. Can't forget your brother, you gon' let it blow. He don't wanna raise a child, he ready to roll. Why you think you in them trenches? Why you think you in them buildings? Why you think you seen them dealers? Why you think you seen them careless? Why you trying to stay alive? Why you keep that on the side? Why you think they about to ride? Why you think he about to die? Why nobody answer why? We too busy looking fly. Turn that television off, watch what you put in your eye. Let the Bible come alive. Y'all gon' raise your sons and daughters up and they gon' prophesy. Need to let go of them lies, need to let go of your pride.
We shouldn't have any relationship with the law, not even the Ten Commandments. We should not have any relationship with the law, which is over 600 of them. Because Jesus died to free me.
Do what I'm saying though.
Big Ten.
Get rid of this image. Get rid of it all together.
Tell you not to keep them laws, cause they don't want you to be yourself. Man, them laws were given to us, they ain't for nobody else. But on this garment, you a king. Border blue around the ring. Put fringes on everything. You ain't no nigga, you a king. They kept us lost for many years. We don't cry many tears. Waking up about it is. And they know about who he is. And they know about what they did. How you say you love the Father when you killing all his kids? Y'all gon' pay by what y'all did. They knew that one day we'll rise. Nigga, this ain't no surprise. I'm a Shiite coming back, cause you gon' live or you gon' die. Repent before he crack the sky. All this pain that we going through. Isaiah 14 and 1 is what he gon' do. He made a promise to our fathers that he going to. We keep these laws and these commandments that we can't lose. We went waking up about to sleep, just know we can't snooze. We waking up the lost sheep, this ain't no fake news. Be glad for me, cause I could be the light up in the room. Don't be mad at me, cause I can mix it up and make it boom. Should be glad for me, cause I could be the light up in the room. Don't be mad at me, cause I can mix it up and make it boom. They know America's doomed, man, somebody get the broom. Babylon right in the tomb, they got plenty room for coon. Waking up right out to sleep, nigga, this is prophecy. Coming back to who we are, I don't see how you don't see.
You're the Lazarus, you're the dry bones, you're the prodigal son, you're the lost sheep, you're the people about whom the Bible is speaking, who will stand up in the last days when the trumpet is sounded.
I shall keep it until the end. Give me understanding, and I shall keep your law. Yea, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Hallelujah.
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 Praise the mighty
Hallelujah. Kalaya.
That's a scary thing to other people that don't know, man.
That's right.
That's a scary thing to other people that don't know. Man, I had a conversation today. I can't even get into it, but I had a conversation with one of my clients today. I'm going to tell you about it off air, man, but it was a deep conversation. And it's crazy, you know, it was about, and I'll tell you what it's about. It was about that comment that Whoopi said about the Jews that got her in trouble. And the thing is that people are so mind blocked that they don't know real history, right? And so they look, and like I told him, I said what Whoopi said was actually true. And Whoopi knew exactly what she was saying, but she went out there on her own and said it. Nobody gave her permission to say that there. Right. But what she actually said was true. And I got to explaining it to the dude, and he was a Mexican guy. He was just like, wow. When I left this house, he followed me all the way to my truck.
Because listen, people talk about energy and all this stuff. When they hear that, no matter what other ethnic, they know that they just know. Just like we did. It's just like something like, man, how did I know that before you told me? They do the same thing, and the look on their face, they be like, man, that makes sense.
Yeah,
like, man, that makes sense, man. That makes sense. We love the underdog in sports, but the underdog, y'all, they'll be like, man, y'all are the underdog. Wow,
we are the underdog. We are, and ain't nobody speaking us for us. Why? Because the Bible says so.
Come on, man.
Because the Bible says so. Hey, look here, man. All praise to the Most High.
Hallelujah.
For giving us another chance, giving us another day, giving us another show. But let's get right to it, man. This Russian and Ukraine war, my brother, it could be blamed for everything, man. It could be blamed for the collapsing of the economy. It can be blamed for the food shortages, and even some strange way, it can even be blamed for the sicknesses that people are having, and it's also blamed for the energy crisis. That's just a few. Now, people done heard me say that, how do we know that there's a war going on over there anyway, right? I haven't been there. Have you been there?
I haven't been there.
I haven't been there. The only thing about that war that we know about, or the only reason that we say that there is a war over there, is because the media said so. Now, facts. All of the media is controlled by a handful of people. A handful of people, all of them. CBN, CBS, ABC, TNN, CNN, all of them are controlled by a small group of people, and their job, in order for them to stay on top, is control the majority of the people.
Man. Come on, bro.
The art of real journalism is over. It died.
Yep.
So now what you have is reporters that are not journalists that are reporting what they're being told. Check this here out.
Come on, man.
I am Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about trouble and trying to get responsible, one-sided news stories
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media
Simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 So either all of those news people in all of those different cities are robots for real and running off of the same program, or they read it from a script. I'm going to say that they're reading from a script. Now, I'm not saying, Brother Ayob, that there is no war that's going on in Ukraine, right? I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that we cannot be so gullible to believe everything that we see and read in the media.
Right.
It's all unraveling.
It's all unraveling, bro.
And they want us dead. But before we die, guess what, brother? They got to make us sick.
Come on, man.
They got to make us sick.
Come on, bro. Did you hear what they... This is that's why democracy. Like, what are you... How did all of y'all say that?
All of y'all say that.
What?
From NBC to Fox to CBS to... You know what I'm saying? All of y'all saying the exact same thing. And what's crazy is that one news station is a right-wing news station and the other one is a left-wing news station, and they both saying the same thing to go to show you that I've never seen a bird fly with one wing.
One wing. But this is what they'll make you believe. They'll have, well, not Cuomo no more because he gone. They'll have Anderson Cooper beefing with Sean Hannity on Fox to make it look like they hate each other, and some of them do. But behind the scenes, they exchanging mama's recipes, chumming it up. You don't see that part,
right?
You think they really clashing heads? They, like you just said, you've never seen a bird fly with one wing. It's the same bird, just two different wings. That's why they say the left wing and the right wing. It's on the same bird.
It's on the same bird. Man.
That's crazy.
Foods are poison, Ayo. The air is poison.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, arsenic in the waters, man. Now, you just gave a critical race theory on Wimbledon, right?
Yep.
The Wimbledon massacre.
Yep.
And we talked about Lake, was it called Lake Livingston? What was the lake called?
Lake Lanier.
Lake Lanier, right? Lanier. And everybody know about 1921 Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yep.
These are just a few. We know about the Tuskegee Project, this, that, and the other. They would like to make us believe that all of that stuff is in the past and now things are better and we are all one and everything is hunky-dory, right? But it's not. Jacob Rice House, which is a housing project in New York, had arsenic in the water.
Arsenic in the water. And arsenic in the water.
How is there arsenic in the water? So the articles say that there really was not arsenic in the water.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
No, I was just saying now they're saying it was a false positive test.
It was a false positive, but something was wrong with the water.
Right. That's right.
Whether it's arsenic or not, something was wrong with the water because the tenants that's drinking the water say that when the water came out the pipes, it was brown.
It was brown.
You never see stuff like this here in they neighborhoods.
Right. Come on. That's Come on, bro. That's what it said.
Never see stuff like this. Why is things like this always happening in our neighborhoods? Well, first of all, there shouldn't be neighborhoods like this in America, right? But they are, because it goes to show what they really think about us, brother.
That's it. That's
it. It goes to show what they really think about us. Now, this is the thing, man. When you look at New York is ground zero for everything.
Everything.
They just called a state of emergency for monkeypox last week. Now it's a state of emergency for polio.
Polio. Yep.
Did you see it this week?
Yep.
They killing them people in New York.
Yep. That's where a lot of people are. It's we talked about this the other week on the show. It's a lot of people packed into these areas, and New York is one of them where it's, I mean, that's why it's always congested. And, you know, driving through the Lake Hudson and the tunnels and driving in Brooklyn, it's chaotic because there's so many people in that area. So they figure like, man, that's why it's always ground zero to everything.
It's ground zero to everything.
You can get a number of people quickly. You know what I'm saying? You can, and it's so diverse there too. You got so many different nations that are there, you know. And now Texas and Arizona is shipping the migrants that are, you know what I'm saying, there, and they upset about that. But these things are happening. I wanted to bring out a verse tonight, but I didn't go get it, but I can pretty much tell you what it say. This here is also in 2 Esdras too. Y'all see what one of my favorite book is, that 2 Esdras, right? This is in 2 Esdras, and I believe it's in chapter 16, where the Most High say, I will send pestilence among the earth. And pestilence are nothing more than diseases, man. Now, he say that I'm going to do this, but in reality, what is happening is he is allowing it to happen. Yes.
He is allowing these things to happen. Look, these people know exactly what they're doing, man. Look.
Absolutely.
Chemtrails are nothing new. And this is where all of this here is going, right? Me and my brother was talking right before the show. One of my bros called me, man, and we was talking. He was like, man, what the show gonna be about? And I was telling him, and we got to talking. And I say, look, this is the thing, man. I say, the water is poison, because just here in Houston, it was either today or yesterday, a guy went to the hospital and they gave him some water and he died from this new disease, and I might be saying it wrong, but it's called Ungarius or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's another pestilence that's going around. It starts with an L. And what it is like pneumonia, right? And so, and this is not just in Houston, the actual disease is other places as well. I say the waters are poison, they're poisoning the food, and the air is poison. I say people like you and I and everybody else that is on here, we can refuse the vaccine.
Right.
But you know what we can't refuse?
Come on.
We can't refuse to eat, brother.
You gotta eat.
So what are we gonna do when they start putting the ingredients that are in the vaccine in the foods and in the water? And in the air.
Man, that's gonna be like they want to taint all flesh. All flesh. They want to corrupt it. They want to corrupt all flesh, man.
And that's exactly what they're doing.
That's what they're doing, because with chemtrails, and they, I pulled an article from Bloomberg from back in June, and it was talking about how it's conspiracy theory, and we just heard them on script. You had those were a Mod Podge or a medley, a mashup of all these news stations across the nation.
Across the nation. That wasn't just one localized place. Right. That was across the nation.
All saying the same thing. It's a threat to our democracy. False information. So when they all say that and get on code, and then they give the news to the masses believe that anything like chemtrails or anything like water or anything like what true journalism, what we do, researching and getting true sources is conspiracy theory.
Right.
Because they actually have a plan to corrupt our flesh.
Right.
And do this stuff.
Right. Right.
So,
it's not by mistake, man. The people are starting to get sick from stuff that they ain't never been sick before. And like folks who never suffer from allergies, like I'm an allergy sufferer, but you do have people in this world that have never suffered from allergies. Now all of a sudden they have itchy eyes and runny nose, and it's hard for them to breathe and stuff like that. That's because, dude, how long I've known them to been spraying chemtrails, I know, for the last 8-9 years. And I got something right here to show that they've been doing it way much longer than that.
Right.
Way much longer than that. Right. I'm gonna bring this here out in a minute.
Right.
Dude, we don't know what they spraying up there, man.
I don't know.
We don't know the effects that it's going to have on us. Right. I don't even know if they know what the effects it is going to have on us. Like a pickup truck came through my neighborhood the other night with a gun on the back of it, spraying the mist through the neighborhood. And I told my wife, I said, are they out here spraying for mosquitoes? I said, but how do I know that they spraying for mosquitoes?
That could be anything.
That could be anything.
That could be anything. They could tell you that it's water. The masses may believe it, but then folks like yourself and myself be like, wait a minute, what is that? Why would you?
What is that?
Yeah, what is that? Like, why would you have to do that?
Exactly. You know, because see, and it's the thing with the mosquitoes. It's on file. It's documented that Bill Gates created mosquitoes to get people sick.
Yep.
It's a patent on that thing, man. And he released them. Guess what city he released the mosquitoes in?
Wasn't it
Houston, Texas.
It was Houston. A couple years ago, right?
Houston?
Was that last summer?
It was about 2 or 3 summers ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
2 or 3 summers ago.
Yeah. And see,
released those mosquitoes in Houston.
Right. And something like that, you will hear about it it'll be there for a little bit, and then you won't hear about it.
Right.
So then when somebody bring it up, oh man, that's conspiracy. I mean, that's man, don't nobody believe in that. And it actually happened.
It actually happened.
It's documented. It's documented that it happened. Like this.
Their goal is to make us sick, man, and they're all on page with it.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything you want to say for? Because I'm about to read something right quick.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, man.
It says, check this out. This is out of a book that I got that's called Chemtrails, HAARP, and the Full Spectrum Dominance of Planet Earth. It says, if medication against H1N1 or mutated swine flu viruses can be sprayed by light aircrafts and helicopters over 40,000 Ukrainians, what's to prevent spraying the disease itself under similar benign auspices? Think about that.
Wow.
So they say over these Ukrainians, and this sure happened a few years ago, that they were spraying a medication to help prevent H1N1 flu.
Mm-hmm.
What's to keep them from spraying the actual flu?
The actual flu. Right. Who's to say they're not? Like you just say, they very well could be and probably are.
It said, now check this out. There are so many acute respiratory infections going on. They call them ARIs, right? Like the outbreak of the coronavirus, the SARS-CoV, right? The syndrome of 2003. H1N1, swine flu worldwide, 2009. MERS-CoV, which is another respiratory infection. The NCOV, which was in Saudi Arabia, which is another one in 2012. H7N9 virus, which is the bird flu in China, 2013. Be distributed by chemtrails. Could all of these be distributed by chemtrails is the question.
That's it. I believe I believe it is. And this is why, I mean, we've alluded to it before, you know, Prince, the artist formerly known, he was on that, man. He was, you know, they got upset about that. Like, he was like, man, you know, they spray a certain area. Yeah, we've all walked out of the house and seen that X in the sky with the cloud. We've all walked out, and you'll wonder, you'll be like, what is this? What's this? Now, they'll say that, you know, I got an article right here that puffy plumes of water vapor that trail from planes are evidence of a secret plot to control weather or poison environment. Well, what's the X for? If it's just a regular jet emission
Right.
coming from? Why? Yeah,
Right.
we see some in straight lines coming from the jet.
Right.
But what are you Xing the area
Right.
for? Like,
Right.
you see what I'm saying? You see how they'll put out an article to combat documented fact book what you say, but then can't make common sense.
Makes sense. Exactly.
What's the X for? Why do you have to X the spot? Why you have an airplane flying this way and then another flying this way? Like,
and they do that all day.
And
if people pay attention to it, I believe there was Yamaya who made the comment the last time we was talking about this a little bit. If you pay attention to it, they're blocking the sun. In the morning time, they'll spray them chemtrails in the east. In the evening time, they spraying them in the west. I've sit and I've watched them do it, man. I've sit and I watched them do it. But this book, it goes on to say that the World Health Organization report that in 2002 alone, check this out, 3.9 million people died of acute respiratory infections. And that is a leading cause. That was the leading cause of death in children under 5 years old.
Wow.
Was the release of self-propagating Bavarius Bassania fungus from the genetic engineering lab at Lincoln University in New Zealand International. During the 1970s, this is the last of this, but check this out. During the 1970s, Americans learned that for decades they had been serving as experimental animals for agencies of their government. Back then, the Cold War was blamed for forcing the U.S. military into an experiment on the very people it had sworn to protect. The Soviet threat, however, was just another cover story for the pursuit of aggressive, well-founded weapons, research and development. We've heard that before, right? With DARPA, right?
DARPA, yep.
Once the Cold War story had been milked for all that it was worth, the Cold War ended and a new enemy trotted out, the Muslims, Jihad, and war on terror, the most frightening terrorist of all, is proven to be our government. Now that is over with, guess who the new enemy is? We are.
The people.
The people.
The people. Because they say we're talking too much. Y'all know too much now. You're starting to figure it out. The conspiracy theory mantra or narrative is not working anymore. Y'all getting too smart. Y'all reading that book. These we got the folks, y'all folks waking up.
Yeah,
them Negroes waking up. We gotta people starting to listen to them. So they say time is running out. That's what they saying.
I told an individual today, I said the most dangerous person in the world is a man that could think independent outside of the system. Absolutely. That dude is a problem because he asks too many questions. He just don't go along with what the norm is. You know, why you got to ask that? You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is that when you ask questions, you're going to get answers.
Right.
You're going to get answers, right? And this is one of the things that I love the most about waking up to the truth, because now it makes sense. Everything makes sense.
That's it.
I used to be, and people done heard me say it on this show often, I used to be a patriot.
Yeah.
Love this place.
Yeah, man. I was too, bro.
Love this place, man. Right. Yep. The stuff that I'm talking about now, man, I would have hated me. Man, I'd have been wanting to beat me up, man. What? You know what I'm saying?
I'd have put a thick knot upside my head.
Right. But this government, man, this government does what the word says. It governs us.
It governs us, man. Come on.
And it governs us with fear.
Right.
That's how it governs us, man.
Fear is a business. We said that last
week. Fear is a business.
Money making. You got people in rooms right now with a long table on a conference call trying to figure out how to scare you even more.
Man, I go to some of these customers' houses, man, and I don't keep no mask with me. I didn't wear a mask when we were supposed to have been wearing a mask. I'm not, you know, I gotta breathe, man. And what you're not gonna tell me is that I can't breathe the Most High's natural air. This air is out here for me to breathe.
Right.
When I go to some of these people's houses, man, they stop you. Wear your mask at it. You know it's always us.
You know it. Wear your mask.
Always us, man. Wear your mask at. Oh, just stand right there. I got one for you. You know what I'm saying?
keep them on deck.
Yeah, right there. You know what I'm saying? I got one for you. Here, take two of them. That one up might break. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Before you come in the house, go ahead and grab one of them masks right there at the front door. Right there man. To your left, player. You be like, darn, I can't even.
And they don't even know what they scared of.
Right. Right.
They just scared.
They're scared. For no reason, just scared. For what they hear on the media stations, man, the news, boy. Everybody saw the video earlier. That's how they corral it. If they can put news like that, and you got 50 states, your major cities in 50 states, and then your outside provinces or little small towns. If we can get to people and tell them that stay away from, believe us as we govern you, they're gonna be, man. Like you just said, they scared of. Don't even know what they're scared of. They just scared.
They're scared. They just scared, bro. I figured it out too, and I was telling my wife about this. It's been some time ago, but I think because I'm a people watcher. I love watching people, man.
Observing. Yep.
I figured it out too, man. So they got CNN, which we know is left, and you got Fox, which you know is right.
Right.
And people who say that they are up on current events, they gonna sit down and they gonna watch either or. For the majority of us, we watching CNN.
Yeah, right.
The majority of them, they're watching Fox. Right. And so and now you have got to listen to them to understand that both of these news stations are really saying the exact same thing.
Exact same thing.
It's just the way that they are saying it. My mom used to always say it's not what you say, but it's how you say it.
Tone.
So CNN, what CNN does is it riles up all left-wing thinking people to be angry with right-wing thinking people.
Come on, man.
And so you got these people sitting up watching CNN all day.
All day.
And then they go out into the world with this here in them.
All day long.
And then they clash with the people who don't think like them. And so you got these people sitting up watching Fox all day. And they go out into the world with this in them. And they clash with the people who don't think like them. Man, this is all set up by design, brother.
All set up by design. If we can keep you divided, not necessarily they want to divide us by ideals. That's your boy Ted Koppel. Everybody know Ted Koppel was a great journalist, and for years, back when I wouldn't say news was pure, it was still owned by corporations and families today, but at least they gave a care about journalism.
Right. It was still a craft.
It was still a craft, right. Ted Koppel told Sean Hannity years ago, he said, "You're dangerous." And Sean Hannity was kind of like, "What?" Now, this is coming from one of the greatest journalists and news broadcasters that ever lived to another that was climbing in the ranks. He told Sean Hannity, "You're dangerous." And Sean Hannity was like, "How can you figure that?" Because of your ideals that you put into people all day. People listen to you all day long. And you give them a fact, but you'll put the tone you do it with, and you'll put your spin of opinion on it. And like you said, now they go in the grocery store and the parking lot. You just happen to get to the drive-through a little bit before they did. Now they mad at you. Want to get out the car and bash your window out because they done listen to Sean Hannity or Anderson Cooper all day long. And one slight thing will trigger that idea or policy in them. Something that ain't got nothing to do
with nothing.
But it's just
we living in dangerous times, and it's getting more dangerous every day. What's happening is, man, and I sat back and I watched this for real. Now we know that it's only 60 seconds in a minute.
Right.
We know there's only 60 minutes in an hour. Right? We know this show, right? We know that you got day season and then you got night season. We know this show, right? We know that, we got the 364 days, but check this out. This is facts. even though time works like that, it has speeded up. Things are moving fast. This is one of the reasons why, to me, our show is so important, because if you could just stop for a minute and just pay attention to some of this stuff, right? You will be able to see they're speeding it up for a reason. So you got, I don't know if you saw this or not. Iran is going to join with the SCO.
Yeah.
You saw this, sir?
I saw that.
So you got Iran, and the Bible talks about Iran as the Medes. As the Medes.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
You better start paying attention to Iran.
Yes.
Better start paying attention to Iran. So they're joining with the SCO, which is China, and I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, bro. Which is China and Russia for sure.
Yes.
Right?
They just had a meeting. China and Russia had a meeting today.
Exactly. Okay.
Today.
So, and this is the thing. This is what people need to understand. These are world leaders, and I explained this in one of our shows earlier, that it's not, well, Ephesians, Paul tells us we wrestle not against flesh and blood. So we need to get to a point where we're not seeing Putin and Biden and whatever the president of, what's his name? Z? I call him Z. Z-I. This is X-I made. I call we need to stop. We need to get it out of the habit of when we see it, because these are persons. These are personalities, because these people are being led by spirits.
Ruachs. Come on.
By gods.
Yes.
Psalms 91 tell you who these gods are. These people are being led by gods. And so what we need to understand, that even though Iran is clashing with, is joining with China, and China is joining with Russia, nobody wants to come in second.
Right. Nope. Right. Come on, man.
And we're not dealing with men, understand it. We're dealing with gods, right?
Right.
So these gods are going to come together for one purpose, which is to bring America down. But you got to understand that in the end, in the God's mind, it's only going to be one standing.
Only going to be one standing. That's how they, right. You say in the God's mind, that's just how they thinking.
That's how they thinking.
There's no multiple number ones.
There is no such thing as a mother. As Ricky Bobby Daddy told him, if you're not first, you're last.
You're second, you're the first loser. That's all.
That's all it is. You see what I'm saying? Right. And so this is why it is moving so fast, because these gods know that, hey, Big Daddy is on his way, and we better hurry up with what it is we got to do, or we're not going to be able to do it at all.
Right. That's exactly how they have tricked the mere humans, politicians, policymakers. That's how they've got them thinking. Like, we got to hurry up to do this.
Man, like you said, they speeding up.
They speeding up.
And they know he's on his way back. These people serving gods that know our power.
They know it. They know it, man.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so what did Revelation 12 say? That the serpent was wrought with the seed of the woman.
The woman. Come on.
So everything that he's doing is an attack on us, and everybody else is just a casualty, dude.
Right. We are the foundation. We are the chosen ones that
we are the chosen ones that they are after.
Because they know, just as Edges talks about, the beginning of the end of Esau's world is the beginning of Jacob's. So they're like so y'all, what Ak is saying, listen, what he's saying is ruachally, spiritually, they are truly trying to be who's going to be the big dog to stop the next world coming.
There you go. There you go.
It was like, there's a loophole that we figured out, because Big Daddy coming to put his people back on top for the next world, but we got a loophole to try and stop it. That's ultimately.
That's why they came up with a whole nother branch of the military, which is called Star Wars, because they know where he coming from, right? So now they finna try to fight him.
There's no coincidence. I'm glad you said that. There's no coincidence that we seen the logo. They got the logo is now the Pharaoh.
Right.
Like the Ramses head. Space. Like, why would you change it to a Pharaoh head? What does that got to do with space?
You see what I'm saying? And I pulled this book out to show you that Them trying to fight the Most High is not new. You better go get on your Jasher.
They've been doing it, bro. That
They've
Jasher
been
war,
doing it.
boy.
You better go get on your Jasher.
That war was that.
See,
man,
this is where we are at, man. And so it's getting so fast to the point, and they want us so dead.
Yep.
I need to work. I need to work on segues. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I just be running. But they want us so dead to the point that Illinois.
Oh man.
And the way that they written this is why it's so important that you understand words. They written it. They say Illinois is the first to approve.
They didn't say the
purge
only
law.
They didn't say the only state. Or they didn't say Illinois is approving. They said the first.
The first.
Like I said, what we always say to our audience, pay attention because they always slip up. They always
do they slip up?
Well, right. Do they some most of it is on purpose, but then again, they'll think back, man, we shouldn't have said it first because then it was gonna be, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of those things where they always slip up, man. Them jokers, and they slip up either tell on themselves or they do it on purpose and then think twice about what they did. It's a conundrum, boy.
Real live purge, man.
Y'all.
When I read that article, I said to myself, "You've got to." If I lived in Illinois, and this is how cunning they are too. They just said Illinois. Now it is for the whole state, but what a lot of people don't be having in mind is that Chicago is in Illinois.
Right.
And like I was telling my brother when we was talking before the show, I said Chicago already has an unprecedented amount of violence already. An unprecedented amount of violence, and ain't nobody doing nothing about
it. And from reports, it's already the past couple of weeks, it's starting to really tick up in certain areas. Like for real, like it's getting bad. Like it's already been bad, but it's starting to really get crazy.
This is what my bro said, and I agree with it 110%. And if you're listening, shout out to you as well, brother. He said they are going to let this city eat itself from the inside out.
That's exactly
what they do. Now, check this out. Anybody ever watched The Purge? What was it? It was a test.
They were testing it out.
So, what do you think they're going to be doing? What do you think Texas is going to be doing? Well, I ain't going to say Texas because this is going to happen in mostly blue states. This is why it's important to understand the blue and the red. Even though they're the same, they still function a little differently.
Yep, they function a little different.
That's why New York is ground zero. Exactly.
The blue state. It's a liberal state.
It's right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. California. It's a blue state.
The largest economy, the fourth largest economy in the world is a blue state for a reason.
It's a blue state for a reason. Exactly. We gotta have blue state come with big government.
Big government.
The blue state come with big government, right? So what do you think these other states gonna be doing? They're gonna be watching to see how this thing unfold. We live in a country where we send a military across seas to protect people from violence.
But won't do.
Think about that, man. We would send an army across seas, they say, put it that way, to protect people's democracy, right? And freedom, right? Say, man, in this article, it say this law will end cash bail for 12. Reading this is crazy. For 12 non-detainable offenses. Now, I don't think nobody is slow, but I just want everybody to understand what it's saying, okay? 12 non-detainable offenses. Non-detainable offenses mean that we're not going to hold you in jail if you do these things. We're going to let you back out on the street until court is, okay? This includes second-degree murder, aggravated battery, arson, drug-induced homicide, kidnapping, burglary, robbery, intimidation, aggravated driving under the influence, aggravated fleeing and eluding, drug offenses, and threatening a public official. Yep, We know what you thinking, and if you're not thinking it, something wrong with you. These are some pretty serious crimes.
Pretty serious crimes, man. To not second-degree murder, to not be able to pick up 911 and say, "Hey, I think something." They be like, "Man, you need to handle your business." Could you imagine a 911 operator telling you, like, "Look, they're not gonna just handle your business." So you mean I can hang up the phone and go after this person? Handle your business.
Handle your business.
That's what they're gonna essentially. That's what they're saying. That's what
you see. What I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you got somebody, if you got a shed and somebody come squat up in your shed, you can't call the police to come remove this dude. He ain't gonna come do it.
He ain't gonna come do it.
You got to take care of that yourself. Come on, man.
That's crazy.
Make this make sense to me. They want us dead. Yep.
They want this to happen, and they're gonna test it out in Illinois to see. Once again, me and you was talking the other day. So the objective approach to that would be, okay, you're gonna let out these prisoners that have robbery offenses, some high level type stuff in Illinois, right? Mainly Chicago.
Right.
So the objective approach and the way to think is they're gonna let all these 12 laws do away with pretty much. Those offenses won't. Now, all these dudes is getting out, they gotta eat, they gotta find somewhere to sleep.
Come on now.
So their mentality is thinking, most of them are like, I'm going to do what I got to do. I don't care how I get it. But then you're gonna have a handful of saying, wait a minute, if we're getting out of jail and people know we're coming, and the people that we're going to be doing this to, the citizens, can't call the police, they're going to be packing some heat.
Come on now. Come on now.
So both ways, you what is that? That is called the makings and a recipe for war, guys.
That's what it is.
All out war.
That's what it is.
You're giving me the green light, because the way it is, listen, I ain't trying to.
I mean, you gotta think, man. You already got a second-degree murder case,
right?
Right. You already got a aggravated battery case, right? I mean, how much worse can it get? You got to understand. All praise to the Most High for allowing me to make it. I've done time in the state of Texas,
right?
And the people that you don't want to cross are the people who got aggravated time, anything over 20 years. Why? Because they ain't got nothing to lose no more.
Hey man, I done seen, I can go back to. It ain't nothing.
What they got?
They ain't got it.
You see what I'm saying? And so we talking about, come on, man. You telling me that you just gonna let these people out? You're not gonna be helping folks that need to be helped. What do we need the police for? And go back to what I was saying with all of the shooting that was done in Chicago. And what nobody getting arrested. We talking about over 100 people shot over a weekend. That's only 3 days.
Right.
In the city. Right. And ain't nobody, you ain't heard, you heard about the shootings, but you don't never hear about any arrests being made.
No arrests being made.
I watch First 48 all the time. If any city should be on First 48, it should be Chicago.
Y'all wouldn't run out of film. I mean, it's sad to say, but when you think about it, like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, they would have footage they would have episodes for. So why don't they do? Like, you see what I'm saying? So, like you said, it makes you think, like, are these cops?
The cops is behind. I'm gonna say they are. I don't have nothing to prove it, but I'm gonna say that they are.
That's what's happening, man. And another thing with this whole purge that I just thought about, you know what I just thought about? Vigilantism was gonna be on the rise. Everybody gonna think they Batman now. Everybody in the city gonna be. You remember back in the day they had the red beret?
Yep.
Karate, they taught shooting training and bow and arrow, and now everybody, you can get 4 or 5 dudes that's gonna have some bow and arrows, and Taekwondo gonna be trying to stop.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's sad to say, but one of the best ways for the people of Illinois to protect themselves is that the law-abiding citizens in those neighborhoods, whether they're low-income neighborhood, middle-class neighborhoods, or even high-class neighborhoods, the only way is that they're going to have to police themselves, man.
They're gonna have to.
Everybody is going to have to come together and police their own neighborhoods, dude.
That's what it's going to come down
So
to.
if you got neighbors that you don't know, now is a good time for you to just start getting to know your neighbors.
Yep. Because it starts in, what did it say, January? January 2023 is literally
in a city, and I'm not even finna call it Illinois. We talking Chicago. In a city that's already one of the most dangerous places in the world, man. Yep. And I ain't just saying in America, I say in the world, man.
And you know, they gentrifying O Block, Southside Chicago.
My boy just got, I didn't know anything about my boy. Hey.
So everybody, and I'm sure a lot of people on this panel, in the audience, everybody know, you know, Chief Keef and, you know, all those guys that come from, you know, Little Dirt, all these famous guys that come from O Block. Well, they've been bought out, and all those people have to be out soon because they're going to demolish it and gentrify it. So everybody that's in O Block that shooters and killers and everybody that do the drill rap, where they gonna go? Now you're gonna disperse them out, and then January hit. Where they going? Man, come on, man.
So it's like I told my bro who told me that. I did not know that, right? Yeah. This is something that slipped, that got past me, right? Yeah. I told him, I said, what they gonna do, man, is that they're gonna use this purge the same way they use natural disasters.
Come on, man.
Hurricanes and earthquakes and tornadoes. Because you got to understand that crime rate make the property value go down.
Right.
So if crime pick up in these cities like this here, now that's going to give them opportunity to go in and just buy up everything. And see, and this is what happened when hurricanes come through. When Harvey ripped up Houston and Rita ripped up New Orleans, man, those neighborhoods that were mostly us, they're not us anymore because the hurricane, which was bioengineered, came through and tore up everything. Well, instead of them rebuilding it for them, they went in and rebuilt it. And where it used to be a $60,000 house, now it's a $500,000 house.
Right. Exactly. And there is no coincidence that they bought this stuff out right when this purge about to happen. That's not a coincidence, man.
Like, because who want to go up in there and get them up out of O Block?
Exactly. Like you just said, if this purge, say January, kick off 2 weeks in January, boy, it's crazy up there. It's just crazy. Crime rates high. Don't you know, like you just said, with those, they'll declare it a natural disaster. FEMA, somebody could declare a state of emergency. The governor can say, it's a state of emergency. And now
you got military on the boots.
Now you got National Guard come in and they can say, mow everybody down. If it moves, kill it.
Because I don't know if you are aware of it or not. I think you are, because I think we talked about it not long ago. They was doing military exercises over neighborhoods here in America, man. Late at night,
2 or 3 in the morning. They was
2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They doing military exercises. Military helicopters and planes flying over people. They're not doing that stuff just to be doing it, man. They doing that because 2 things. They conditioning you to get used to it.
Used to hear it. Right.
Yeah. And then on the second reason that they doing it, they letting you know that, hey, this man, the government is like a cancer.
Man.
And what I mean by that is that a cancer eats itself, eats whatever it's in. It eats exactly. And that's what the government does, man.
Yep. People in some folks on buddies or friends with on YouTube said the same thing in Seattle a few months ago, back in June. It was like in downtown Seattle, they was like, you can tell the difference from a police helicopter, a traffic helicopter,
and a military helicopter.
They was like, the police helicopter or any regular helicopter has to have the white numbers on the side to identify. Dude was like, that was a Black Hawks. all black military cop chopper flying around downtown Seattle. And people was wondering, like, what is going on? So for a number of days, why would a Black Hawk, that is the baddest military copter there is, be in just
made by Lockheed Martin.
Made by Lockheed Martin, a DARPA project. One of the baddest helicopters. I mean, a helicopter that can stay there and shift and move from a missile.
Right.
Why is it flying around these cities like that? Just out of nowhere.
We have become the enemy.
Yeah,
we have become the enemy.
Yeah.
We have become the enemy. All of this stuff, y'all done heard me say it a million times. And if y'all tired of hearing me saying it, I'm sorry, because I'm going to keep saying it. Everything is being done by design. It is being done by design. They're making us sick. They killing. And you got to think, man, one of the best businesses to be in is Chicago. And it's already been a good business. But if you get in the mortuary business, man, that brother say, man, them brothers there, boy, they about to make some money, man.
Making a killing. No,
they're gonna be exactly.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Exactly.
I had to do that. They're making a killing.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny.
But you're right. You're right. You're right, man. I mean, truthfully speaking, if you're the mortuary business, I mean, you would have to think in those hoods in Chicago.
Yeah,
I mean that's how they
I watch westerns, and that's what made me think of that. You know, when you watching the western, you know the grade, they call them the Undertakers. You know what I'm saying? They have a shootout in the street. The Undertaker just come out there and just take it with. You know what I'm saying? Just drag them bones. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
I mean, it's because you know people. I mean, people. We we're put on this earth. We know that one thing is certain: we will pass away.
We will. Exactly, man.
And so there will always be mortuaries and undertakers, but in cities that the crime is high, that's what I mean. That's reality.
That's reality, man. I didn't mean to go there like that, but that's facts though, man. But and it's like I was asking my brother, when we was talking about it, I'm gonna make mention of this. I said, you would think that that the federal government would step in and tell Illinois, no, you can't do that.
They hunt.
But this is the thing, though. It's a corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the main focus of any corporation? Is it the employees? Or is it the shareholders?
It's the shareholders. That's the man. It blew my mind when I first got into business school. The very first thing on day one that I learned is just that. It's about the shareholders and profit. That's the main thing about a corporation. That is it. No in between. The main focus of every corporation is for shareholders to make back their money from the investors.
There you go.
That's it.
And America is a corporation.
It's a corporation.
The federal is the executive of the corporation, and then you got 50 sub corporations within this corporation. This is why the state of Texas do things different than the state of Louisiana. Right. And the Louisiana do things different because if we were all one, as they be trying to make us say, then it would be just one law, correct?
Right.
But it's not. Why? Because Texas is its own corporation. Louisiana is its own corporation.
Right.
Florida is its own corporation.
Right. And that's why Abraham Lincoln wanted to keep them all together. He said, even though they're separate, together, it's one day he said, this thing gonna be a well-oiled machine.
Exactly.
I don't care about the slaves. Y'all think I do. I don't care about that. I just want to keep the union together.
So when you look at that, stories like what's happening in Jacob Rice's housing projects, arsenic in the water. When you hear about Illinois passing a purge law, when you hear about allowing somebody like Bill Gates to create a mosquito that will infect you with something, when you hear about stuff like that, you start to make sense that, hey, We're not the concern of the other corporation.
Right. Nope. We're not. We're not, man.
We're not the concern of the corporation. Businesses got HR in corporations just to make the people feel like the company care about them.
I mean, just like you said, every state is a corporation, and then the bigger corporation is the United States together.
Exactly.
What do we learn in 3rd or 4th, 5th grade? You got a executive, like you just said, the executive branch, the legislative, and the judicial.
Exactly.
Every company has the HR. They have the CEO.
There you
they
go.
They have that level. Then they have the
go.
HR, the policymakers. And then you got the people. That's what's called checks and balances.
There you go. And people, and this is what's so hard for people to understand. If people truly understood that, we would stop. And I'm not even talking on the Hebrewic level now. Right. I'm talking about people as a whole. We would stop playing these games with these folks. It's like, why come to the park to play with you and I know you're gonna be cheating? You're not playing fair. So when I'm gonna do one or two things, I'm gonna be like, look, Ayo, either you gonna play fair or I'm gonna stop playing with you.
Come on, man. Come on, bro.
This is where we need to get to. Stop playing with them, man, because look, the corporation, it is a for-profit corporation at that. That's the problem.
That's the problem. and going back to everything we just talked about on the show, everything you just named, you got Xi Jinping and Putin meeting today because Xi Jinping was like, hey, I'm concerned, Putin, because they wanted to back us in the corner. But since these sanctions ain't working, we only 2 people and 2 nations. Right. We done backed everybody else in the corner. So that's why we got and it's done flipped. So Xi Jinping was like, look, we need to talk. We got to strategize a little bit differently because this is the end game.
Right.
You can see the desperation in America. They coming out with the January 23 Parish Law. They arsenic in the water. The world see it.
Right.
They get desperate and they ain't playing fair.
Right. And it's even crazier, Ayob, is because now they just announced that the queen died. This chick been dead. This chick been dead, I know, 3 months. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, brother.
They just announced it, and all the midst of everything going on. Man.
You see? And now you got this big uproar, so everybody paying attention to this. Oh, the Queen Elizabeth II has died. If you black and you care about Queen Elizabeth dead, hey, something's wrong with you. I don't trust you.
I don't trust you. And like I just made the video, Chosen Conversations episode 9, and I talked about just that. If you guys want the face of white supremacy, that is it. Of white supremacy, yo.
That is it.
That monarch, the Dukes, the word talks about the Dukes. They call themselves the Dukes. They put the King Ferdinand, and when you hear about Magellan and King Ferdinand of Spain,
straight Edomites. Better go find the original of the word Duke in the book of Genesis.
You gotta go.
You better go find the original.
That's why
they know who they are.
They know who they are.
Come on now.
That is the face. That family is the face.
That's it. That is it.
You know,
that's it.
On Facebook crying, and they had DL Hughley got mad at us for not showing enough compassion.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I've been dealing with him. That was I was like, I just scrolled.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
Yeah, DL Hughley was upset at the black community for not having enough compassion for the passing of.
Something is wrong with us as a people, man. You know,
it's bad too.
It's something's wrong with us, man.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm like you, Yamaya. Oh, did she? Yeah, my face when I saw Queen Elizabeth die, right? Oh, okay. I'm like old boy on Office Space. Remember when he got hypnotized?
Yeah.
Right. And his boss was calling. He walked over there and answered the phone. Put it back. We got right back in bed.
Right back in bed. Yeah, I seen that. I'm like, oh well. Y'all just
All
understand
right.
she died in June, July anyway. They just
No,
announced it now.
exactly. They just announced now. That lady been dead, man.
Gone,
Say,
so, yeah,
that lady been gone, man. But
Yeah,
look here, man. The point of this story of tonight, though, of the show is that we should not be surprised when many around us start getting sick, for real. And it's like me and my dude was talking about earlier. And I plan on having this cat on the show one day, man. This brother know a lot of stuff, man. What we was talking about earlier, it's not so much, no, I mean, it's about what you eat as well. We have got to start paying attention to what it is that we eat.
Absolutely.
I had a conversation with a young lady that watches the show, and I don't know if she's watching right now or not, but I asked, I said, do you eat meat? And she got to telling me about how she started digressing from the meat that she eat, right? And she said she really like beef. I'm a beef person. I am. And so from that, and I'm real transparent as well. I drink as well, right? And so I told myself two things. This is what I'm going to do, right? I said, for the rest of this month, no alcohol whatsoever. I'm not going to eat no beef. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to eat any beef for the rest of this month. And I told my wife, I said, I'm going to do it. Oh, and no fast food. No fast food at all. I said, I'm going to do this for the rest of this month. And the reason why is because I want to see if I feel any difference in my body. Yeah. Let me see what the results is going to be at the end of this thing, right? At the end of this thing. Yeah. You know, and so I'm the most, I ain't even, and it ain't even been hard whatsoever so far. You know what I'm saying? Right, but these are things that I'm going to put in because two things that I know for sure is we talking all of this that's going on in the world. And I just start working out too. Yeah. You better be physically fit, are you?
Yeah, you got that's
And foods also have an effect on the way that we think.
Absolutely. Yes.
So physically fit and mentally fit is where we have to be, man. And so yes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm trying to make a change, man. You know what I'm saying? I need it, you know what I'm saying, in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the man of this household. Hey, they looking towards me, right? Yeah. I got to help get us up out of this thing, man. Sure. So, and it's all about sacrifices, man. It's all about sacrifices.
Right. And it's all about sacrifices. And sacrificing is worship. It talks about when Abraham took the only son he loved. He had another son, but it said the only son he loved, we're going to, up on this mountain to worship. That's what he said. He said, y'all stay right here, man. I'm going to take the lad go up on this mountain and worship. He didn't have a band. He didn't have no music. He didn't have a guitar, play worship. They went to go worship.
They went to go worship. Exactly.
So when we sacrifice in our lives, the thing we love, going to get fast.
Come on now.
Going to the Valero, the gas station, the trip, to get a donut and a coffee.
Come on now.
When we sacrifice that, man, come on.
Come on now.
It's going.
Exactly.
It's more.
That's what it is, man.
Because
that's what it is.
And a lot of times we may not even realize that we're actually worshiping when we do that.
When we are worshiping.
So
the thing I love best about that story about Abraham and Isaac, man, is that when you read it in the 1611, and especially the way first day preachers preach it, Isaac was a kid.
Yep.
That's how they. But when you go read your Jasher and when you go read your Jubilees, you come to understand this was not no kid.
No, he was a little bit older. He was older.
And he had all the strength that he needed to not go through this here with. So the sacrifice that Abraham was making and sacrificing his son, Isaac was in cahoots with him to sacrifice. I'm gonna lay my life down for you as well. You see what I'm saying? Say, man. That brother didn't have to go through that. Man, with growing up, I always thought that this was like a little old 12-year-old kid.
He was older. He was.
You see what I'm saying? And you gotta understand, 17 then is not 17 now.
Right. We talk about that all the time. They were like, "What you mean?" Well, the air was still new.
Come on now.
In the clouds, the plants and animals. They wasn't painted. Everything the 12 tribes, our daddies of the 12 tribes.
Man,
them dudes was Shaq,
man,
Kobe, LeBron,
yes,
6'7",
it's
6'8",
easy,
250 pounds of muscle, easy.
Easy.
So, Isaac was not no little, in all the movies, he's some little shriveled up 7-year-old running around. Nah, man. He was Zion Williamson.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
If you look at Zion Williamson, big basketball player, muscle.
Yeah.
He looked older, but he's a kid.
He's a kid.
19, 20 years old. A little young.
Every time I look at college football, man, I wish my wife was here. She'll tell you. I say, these are kids. I said, now my son is big. I told you my son 6'3", 200 some pounds, man. Big kid. He's a big kid. And I look at these kids, I be saying to myself, man, on those football players, those college football players, because they big and hairy. And I said, man, I couldn't imagine raising something like that. You know what I'm saying? You just say,
that grocery bill, boy, gracious. Yeah, playing football back in high school when I was getting recruited by them, like going to the UNC Tar Heels, and got up there. Man,
right.
Man, I ain't doing nothing for it.
Right.
I was like, these boys is. I mean, yeah, you look like you said. You look at college football today in sports. These guys be.
Yeah.
So that's Yitzhak or Isaac. He wasn't no little 11-year-old kid.
Yeah.
He was
exactly.
a young child, but he was.
That's
true, man. That's wild. You bring that out.
Yeah. Man. So with that, man. So like I say, I'm a very transparent person. I'm not one of those cats who like fake the funk, the super brews as they call them. You know what I'm saying? No, man. I'm a work in progress. And I mean, this is something I tell my family all the time. I say, look. I got to get this thing right. And the older you get, the more you start thinking about debt too. You dig what I'm saying? You start realizing that you are not invincible. I thought that I was invincible when I was young. Right now, I'm starting to see my mortality. And I tell my family all the time, I say like, look, I got to get this thing right. I said, because the thing that scares me the most is that I die and lose my soul. I say, look, I know who the enemy is. I know who hate me. I don't want to die with them.
Come on, man.
I want to be part of them cats that Isaiah talk about. They're going to see them jokers get destroyed, and I can eat my grapes when my feet pops up. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I got to get this thing right, man. So, my struggles, I talk about my struggles. I got struggles. I got real grown men struggles.
We all do, man. We do.
But I got a power. I got a power that do not treat me such. You dig what I'm saying? So, hey,
thankful for that.
Yeah, all praises to the Most High, man. Yeah, so,
man,
so what we going through for the rest of this month with, Shear Your Shoe, Judah, and I'll keep everybody posted if you want to know how it's going for me, for sure.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I will.
Get me posted. And like I said, we got to, lift our brother in prayer, man, because the flesh is something else. When you're doing something like that, taking that leap of faith and trusting the Most High and getting better and dealing with, it can get tough.
It can get tough.
And
that's the thing too. Gotta say this before we deal. For everybody that watched this show faithfully, I noticed that we normally keep us a good strong 12 every week,
all day.
That strong 12 that we keep every Thursday got to be a good strong 12 that want to keep it right with the Most High.
Come on, bro.
I got to let you know that it's not going to get any easier. Right. From these point forward, it's only going to get harder. Yep. It's only going to get harder. This is the thing about the kingdom. Ezra said this. He said it's like a road that's so small that only one man can walk on it at one time. He said it's fire on one side and it's water on the other side trying to get to the kingdom. So it don't matter what side you fall off. If you fall off this road, you're going to die, right? That's how Ezra's put it. I put it to you like this here, man. When the Most High gave it to us the first time, we took it for granted. That's why he kicked us up out of the land. Because we didn't appreciate it.
Right.
There's a car that I'm giving to my son, and I'm not selling it to him for a whole lot of money. but he gonna put some money on that car. Why? Because I feel like that anything that somebody have, they appreciate it more if they pay for it.
They pay for it. Come on, man. Come on. I see where you're going.
We're gonna have to pay for this kingdom.
I see where you're going. You tie that thing in perfect. That's man.
We got to pay for this kingdom, man. Wow. The first time he gave it to us, he told us, I knew y'all weren't gonna act right, but I'm gonna do this anyway. I'm gonna do it anyway, right?
Right.
Because I love you. And I promised this to y'all forefathers. I gotta be honest on my word, right? So he kicked, and instead of doing away with it, he just kicked us out and scattered us all over the earth. But he gave us all of these promises,
Right. Come on. Bring that word up.
All these promises. Hey, I'm gonna bring you back home. I'm gonna bring you back home. I'm gonna bring you back home. And when we get back home, every last one of us that's in that kingdom, we went through it.
Come on, bro. He said, I'm going to scatter you, and by the time I bring you back home, y'all going to want everybody to be safe.
Come on, man.
You're going to appreciate this. You're going to appreciate it.
You ain't going to never do whatever it is that you did no more. Just like me. When I got locked up, I never forget it, and I'm going to leave on this one. You got some closing remarks. Go ahead after this. When I got locked up in 1994, when I came home in 1997, I remember that guard standing right there at the door. He said, I see you again. I said, no, you won't. That's what I told him. No, you won't. Why? Because I understood then that this life here, it ain't for me. You understand what I'm saying? And then we make it in that kingdom. That's the mind state that we gonna have, man. Say, look here. Look here. We ain't never messing up no more.
No more. Come on, man. That's, bruh. No.
We ain't never messing up no more.
That's how Birdman say, no more.
No more. So with that being said, that's the last of mine tonight, man. The Most High is good.
Tove, man. Most High is good, man.
We got to keep these people in our rear view. Don't let them move too fast. We got to.
Telling you.
Can't let them move too fast. You got to watch them. What you got in closing, yo?
Man, just everybody stay prayed up, stay girded up. The good news is, like you said before, we got our power. The Most High is, we got them in our cup. Stay yoked with Mashiach. Keep the Ruach HaKodesh close to you. Stay in line with the law, statutes, commandments, and precepts, line upon line, precept upon precept. Divide that word rightly. We're going to be all right.
We're going to be all right, man. And it's going to take all of us to help each other to get up out of this thing collectively. Yes. Can't none of us do it on our own. We are not going to be able to do it on our own. So lean with your brother.
Come on, man.
Lean with your brother. Yob, I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate everybody that stuck with us. And I appreciate everybody that come back every week with us as well. I'm going to sound like them pastors. Go out there and bring your family with you next time.
Invite everybody.
Invite everybody. Invite everybody. Yeah, we up out of here. Shalom, everybody. We'll see y'all next Thursday.
Appreciate y'all.
This has been real. We would like to thank you, and we will see you at this same time next week.
Only the ones with no faith that take the vaccines. Step to me with it, I'ma make your back lean. We at the end, new Sodom and Gomorrah. Christ about to come and mop the floor up. Walking up in Louis V with your mask on. Check the meads, man, they about to get their blast on. Prophecy, interpretation, Isaiah 55:11, so it ain't no faking. Crack your dough, it's getting close. I'm here to tell you, just in case you didn't know. Listen, man, in case you didn't know, no, it's almost getting close. In case you didn't know, no, it's on Unraveling. Babylon got pregnant with a